Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're so excited to welcome you this evening to our 2021-22 Teacher of the Year celebration. And surprisingly, we weren't sure if we would be able to celebrate in person tonight. So this is actually a wonderful sight to see. Even though we're all socially distanced and wearing masks, it is still a wonderful sight to see. So joining us this evening are board members, Mrs. Liaga Wright. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And honored guest, Representative Ron Gray. Thanks for joining us. We begin with opening remarks from our superintendent, a leader who believes strongly in the 3 R's of education: rigor, relevance, and relationships, all of which you will find in each of the teachers that we are celebrating tonight. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Jay Owens to the podium.
Thank you, Renee. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, families, colleagues, staff, Teacher of the Year committee, members of our board, and honored guests, and most importantly, our building Teachers of the Year. There is nothing more exciting than being here to celebrate the best of the best within our district. Tonight, you will hear about what those closest to our IRSD Building Teachers of the Year feel are the attributes that best describe their impact in the classrooms and beyond. You will learn how these teachers have a genuine love for kids, are collaborative, have an undeniable work ethic, are reflective, inspire, are able to meet the needs of the whole child, meaning they not only know the specifics of their curriculum, but the social, emotional, and behavioral needs that are ever increasing in our classrooms today. Also, they exhibit a tremendous passion for teaching. I could name dozens more, but the attribute that I want to highlight specifically, given the challenges that we've endured over the last year, is flexibility. The teachers in this room and across our district have had to adjust schedules, teaching styles, operational procedures, methods of communication, and so much more. Teachers, you have shown grace and flexibility, all because of your love of teaching and love for your students. You will see in the videos we will show a little later how much our teachers have had to change the ways they teach to meet the needs of our students, both in person and remote. What impresses me most about your flexibility through these uncertain times is that you have remained consistent with your support of your students. Regardless of the environment in which you provide instruction, you have provided a quality education to our students. Our families have relied on you for this consistency, and you have met the challenge. I am extremely grateful to have you on our IRSD team. The footprint you are leaving is larger than you can imagine. Thank you again for all you do. Congratulations, and enjoy this special night.
So now is the time we begin to recognize every building teacher of the year. And we do so first this evening by viewing a video presentation showcasing the classroom instruction and the accomplishments of our teachers of the year. This video has been made possible through the hard work of Melissa Bliley, Jeff Kilner, Charlie Ruggiero, David Mull, and Michelle Murphy. We thank all of you. And the final product you are now going to see was completed by the talented Jeff Gartman, who is a Sussex Central broadcasting instructor, and he's actually here this evening celebrating his wife, who is the Ennis Teacher of the Year. So thank you, Mr. Gartman. So please note, some of the video footage that you will see this evening has been taken from district archives, so don't be shocked when you don't see masks in some of the footage. So thank you. And members on the stage, if you're not in a position to see the video clearly, please join us in the front row.
lazy Q is what we will be able to do. And how do I determine the key details in a drama and use the details to help me retell the plot? So determine, remember determine means to figure out. Good. And
Amy Absher is a compassionate, patient, knowledgeable teacher who strives to teach the whole child. She is a consummate professional who contributes to a healthy school culture so all students and staff thrive. She teaches with a smile and enthusiasm so her students and peers are infected by her love and compassion for the profession. Amy works hard to not only ensure a positive learning experience for her parents and colleagues, but most importantly, a positive learning environment for her students. Her desire to support others, knowledge of the curriculum, and the ability to connect with her diverse students are a few of the qualities that allow Amy Absher to stand out as an exemplary member of the Lord Baltimore family.
Everyone say elements. Good.
The moment you enter Mrs. Absher's third grade classroom, it is evident that she has developed relationships with her students and connects with each of them in a special way. Mrs. Absher possesses the qualities of a highly effective educator that empowers the malleable minds of her young learners. Her classroom presence, high expectations, and encouraging energy allow students to feel confident as they encounter challenges and take risks in their educational journey.
Before I read, I preview the text.
Amy serves as LB's lead mentor. This program allows her to work closely with new teachers as they tackle the challenges of education in their first few years in the field. Her willingness to serve in this capacity speaks volumes for her ambition to improve instructional practices through providing professional development and learning opportunities for her colleagues.
This is just the equation, what it asked us for. So you got to really make sure you're paying attention to what is your question asking you. That one just wanted an equation. Now, what if we wanted to solve this problem? How would I solve 13x plus 6 equals 97?
We believe that Erin Bullock is an outstanding example of what it means to be a dedicated teacher. She clearly makes her students her top priority and constantly strives to have her students succeed and feel safe and supported in an environment that some special students could otherwise find threatening or disorienting. She endeavors to instill the love and desire of learning while educating the whole child. Ms. Bullock is a true asset to the IRSD team, and she is an exceptional educator who serves as an exemplar for her school and our district.
10 plus 2 is? 12.
Her organizational skills and ability to concisely prioritize tasks has served as both a support and a model for all students in co-taught classes. This has never been more obvious than in this past year. Erin has flourished as a teacher, demonstrating a balance of grace, compassion, insight, and firmness that takes on a unique form for each student she works with. Her dedication, knowledge, and background has been an essential part of our middle school team throughout SDSA's existence. Each day, she ensures that her students have the best learning opportunities possible so that they can truly be the driver of their own education. She opens the minds of her students to be creative and use their imagination to help create a sense of wonder and interest in their own learning.
There are 2 x's. There's 6 here and there's -3 here.
Day after day, her students are encouraged and supported as they explore their core curriculum. She works with each one of them individually to establish a strong understanding of all content areas while creating a love of learning and art along the way.
Oh, Madison's already started working on some math. Hold that thought, Madison, I can tell. Okay, so that's what we're really going to focus on right now.
I first met Ms. Cody during the summer of 2015. I was impressed with Karen's quiet and thoughtful leadership and how her targeted and dynamic guidance influenced the entire team of school leaders. Since that time, I've had the pleasure of watching Karen lead our math department, act as a mentor to new teachers, act as a mentor to several year-long resident students, and truly make math come alive for students in 6th grade mathematics classroom. Karen truly is a master of all the ingredients of successful teaching. Her ability to inspire students to excel in the classroom is unsurpassed. Karen's success comes from her love and respect for her students and for her profession. She has an outstanding rapport with people of all ages, especially the at-risk children she works with at Georgetown Middle School. Karen's desire to be successful is reflected in the way she works with others and in the way her students and colleagues respond. My personal favorite attribute of her leadership is that she does not dominate or act superior to her peers. She is a humble leader who wants to listen and learn from those around her, and she's willing to share her knowledge in return. She does not boast of her successes or call attention to herself. Through her leadership, others have been able to blossom and grow. Karen has demonstrated time and again that not only does she encompass all skills to brighten the future of her students, but she has also left a meaningful impact on her peers as well. She is a trustworthy individual that provides reflection and encouragement to those who work around her daily. As a role model to her students, Karen involves herself daily with families to ensure that they are aware of the expectations that she has for their daily success. Karen goes above and beyond to make positive calls and send positive postcards home. As a lifelong learner, Karen is always looking for new practices and strategies to better herself, but more importantly, better the daily education she is providing her students. Ms. Cody's connection with her students is inspiring. She serves as a catalyst in the classroom, creating a learning environment where all students have the opportunity to explore and excel. She encourages her students to apply their previous knowledge and individual backgrounds to their day-to-day lessons, enriching the educational experience and giving them the tools necessary to succeed in and out of her class. She strives to cultivate a sense of curiosity within her students that they carry throughout all aspects of their educational career and lives.
All right, boys and girls, today in math, we are going to be playing a game. We're going to play a workplace, okay? Are you excited? Yeah. Woo, me too. Okay. So what I want to do first, before we play our game, is just review a couple of things that we've been learning, okay, in math class.
As a second grade teacher, Mrs. Flood has made a significant impact on North Georgetown Elementary. Mrs. Flood is the essence of everything a teacher should be. Mrs. Flood demonstrates dedication and commitment to the success of her students by providing instruction that assists in developing a strong foundation of skills to better prepare her students for future success. Her ability to inspire students to excel both academically and behaviorally is admirable.
Joziline's using a number line. Casey, I'm going to guess what strategy you're going to use. Are you going to use the splitting strategy? Yes, okay.
The passion that Mrs. Flood has for her students to learn is inspiring. I have personally witnessed her interactions with students and admire the energy and enthusiasm she exhibits on a daily basis. Mrs. Flood goes above and beyond to ensure her students have developed a love for learning. In addition, it has also been rewarding to witness her professional demeanor, positive attitude, and community-centered approach to the success of her students. Mrs. Flood is an advocate for creating relationships between our school and the community. She seeks assistance from outside agencies, including the Georgetown Police Department, to involve them in school projects. These connections, whether it is a presentation on their career in class or joining field day, have helped our students see the real-life application for what they are learning and build relationships that will last a lifetime. Mrs. Flood seeks opportunities to continue to grow as a teacher. This has proved to be valuable as her classroom is composed of all ELL students. I have witnessed firsthand her adjustment to her instruction to ensure she meets the needs of her students. In addition, I have found it impressive that even though there is a language barrier, she is able to develop positive relationships with the parents and guardians of her students.
Rodrigo, your turn? Okay.
The wind pushes the tiny seed along. Can you find the tiny seed?
Yep, there it is.
There it is. It's still blowing in the wind. Let's see what happens.
Mrs. Gartman's passion for students with complex needs is contagious, and her skill set for teaching using alternative methods is unmatched. When the COVID-19 pandemic closed school in March of 2020, Mrs. Gartman led the elementary team at Howard T. Ennis through learning online platforms to make teaching more interactive when face-to-face instruction was not possible. Mrs. Gartman had a previously learned skill set with technology that her colleagues relied upon. I was not only impressed with the quality of the remote activities she created, but also her willingness to share with all of the teachers at Howard T. Ennis School.
Which one looks like fall when the leaves are blowing in the wind and the leaves change color? Can you guys point to it?
It's right there.
As a parent of a student at Howard T. Ennis, I see firsthand the love and dedication Mrs. Gartman brings to teaching. Mrs. Gartman has a special way of bringing out the best in all her students based on their own unique personalities, needs, and learning styles. Mrs. Gartman has had a significant impact on our son as his special education elementary school teacher. She was able to ignite the joy of learning in my son while he has been in her classroom for the last 3 years. He is now more outgoing in school and confident in his learning.
Okay, we have a new letter of the week. I'm going to circle it and you tell me what it is, okay?
I remain consistently impressed by the high-quality lessons that Eileen creates for a learning platform that is so new to all of us. She has been successful in differentiating lessons in a way that brings all of our students together, while still taking into consideration grade level and ability. Eileen is dedicated to supporting her students with supplies that they may need for lessons, and regularly goes above and beyond what is expected of her.
Yeah, I see the roots coming out. Good job, Brianna. We're going to keep looking.
This would be Melissa. She had brown. I don't understand any of this, but that's okay.
It's my name in Japanese.
Do you really know how to write in Japanese?
Not all the
You
time.
look, because you could tell me this is your name in Japanese, and this could say bananas, and I wouldn't understand it.
I have known David Grice for almost 7 years since I moved to John M. Clayton as an administrator. To know Mr. Grice is to have a friend and cheerleader for life. He makes everyone laugh with his quick wit, and if ever there was a year that we needed David Grice to make us laugh, it was this year. Simply put, without David Grice, JMC would not be JMC. His pride for our school cannot be outdone. His heart is bigger than he is, and he makes all of his students feel welcome when they step foot into his classroom. He not only teaches students computer and research skills, but he also works alongside our school's STEM teacher to help instruct Project Lead the Way units for our students in grades 3 to 5. Additionally, he assists with iReady diagnostic screening and ensuring our students are provided with internet safety instruction.
Pretty clever about showing perspective from different points of view.
There has not been a time when David has declined a small or great challenge or said no when it was best for our students and our staff. When asked to return to the 5th grade classroom as a remote teacher, he accepted. As always, providing a role model of flexibility and commitment to our students. Our students have lost so much during the pandemic. David has provided stability and optimism for our students who are not able to return to school for in-person learning. His experience as a coach transcends into his classroom. He teaches students to build perseverance and resilience. Students are shown empathy and kindness. There is always laughter and the feeling that each student is appreciated.
So you are going to see the word prediction. My kids can see it in here. And here is the word prediction for the Zoomers. Who remembers what a prediction is? We talked about that a little bit during math this morning, but we're going to do it for language arts now. Talise, what do you know about prediction?
Mrs. Hogston is a kind individual, a true professional, and a well-respected colleague. It has been said that an educator takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. Without a doubt, this describes Mrs. Hogston. Mrs. Hogston has always been a team player, working alongside her fellow kindergarten teammates to provide the most innovative and engaging lessons. In her role as a kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Hogston is innovative and constantly seeks new strategies to assist her general and special education students in achieving end-of-year learning goals. The greatest testament to her success as a teacher comes from the countless families that sing her praises, especially this school year. They are so thankful to have a dedicated teacher to help their students through an extremely difficult first year of school.
How can I make, check, and confirm predictions to become a better reader?
When you meet Christine, one of the first things you will notice is the positivity that radiates from her. This positive energy allows her to form strong, impactful relationships with her students. Her students remember the fun, energetic, family environment that she creates in her classroom long after kindergarten. Mrs. Hogston is the epitome of the perfect teacher. She truly loves and respects every single one of her students, current and former. Mrs. Hogston has taught both of my children at PCS in kindergarten. I am so grateful that she gave them the best introduction to elementary school that they could possibly have had. Her love and passion for teaching is evident, and her kind, caring nature makes her the perfect fit to welcome new learners into our school.
Use your picture clues. You want me to go back to the clues?
So we have the steps up here to remind you, but I also wrote them out on a piece of chart paper that I have back here on my whiteboard. So let's review this. I think this will be a little bit easier to see, as I was able to color code it to match what we've been doing.
I've had the pleasure of working with Sarah for 9 years, and she is a highly regarded teacher who demonstrates professionalism and devotion to her students. She performs her duties in a highly skilled manner and works hard to meet the needs of her students. She has established herself as an important member of the staff at our school. Sarah is involved in all aspects of our school. Aside from being an integral part of our second grade team, Sarah volunteers to help with extra activities at our school. She has helped with many PTO events, such as our fundraisers and family activities. I appreciate all that Sarah Johnston does for our second grade team and for Georgetown Elementary. She always goes above and beyond to help her students and her coworkers. She provides a positive learning environment to encourage her students to participate and interact during lessons. With her special education background, she implements accommodations flawlessly throughout her classroom and lessons to help her students succeed. She modifies instruction to ensure all students learn. She dedicates herself to teaching and makes every child feel like they can succeed.
4 hops of ones to get to that target number of 57.
It takes a very special skill set to work with students with autism, and Miss Johnston demonstrates the needed skills each time I have the privilege of working with her. She is calm, patient, and sets firm and high expectations for all students. She handles behavioral challenges with a positive demeanor and responds appropriately to a wide variety of behaviors displayed throughout the day. She is willing to do whatever is needed to help the students she is working with be successful.
And you know how I like to take little notes while you guys read? I found that there were a few words that we were struggling with, and one of the words was could. Could. Can you repeat the word for me? Could. You got it. Asked. And about.
Mrs. Marsh's knowledge of the elementary curriculum and ability to teach the most struggling students goes unmatched. Her teaching style is enthusiastic, hands-on, and engaging to all students. She is a model teacher for incorporating small groups and student-led instruction. Laura ensures all students in her classroom have their academic needs met, feel successful, and take pride in their work. She works with our most intense behavioral and academic students in the first grade. Mrs. Marsh works to ensure these students have the best learning environment and implements interventions in order for students to be successful. Mrs. Marsh has built a positive rapport with her students. Her students feel safe to take risks and understand that Mrs. Marsh is there to support them.
I even put a sentence starter. What does it say? At the end. And then you can tell me some key details from the end of the story.
On many occasions, I was able to visit and volunteer in Laura's class. The community feel within the classroom was overwhelming. I loved watching those first graders interact with their groups and take responsibility for their learning. Students would not only tell me what they were doing, but also why they were completing their tasks. Laura is an expert in reading, writing, and math. She guides our diverse community of families and students to achieve greatness. Laura ensures her students are doing quality assignments, being kind, and developing a strong work ethic. Any grade level or school would be fortunate to have Laura as a faculty member.
Exactly. So Phinia Court. So they started at $160. They were the cheapest. Okay, but then the United States put a tariff, a 30% tariff on that phone, and look, $208. Now it's the most expensive. So is that helping or harming the U.S. consumer? Harming, right.
Mrs. McBride is a caring, passionate, helpful, and friendly teacher. Because of her excellence in teaching, I am now doing amazingly well in all of my classes. I have gone from reading picture books as a little kid to novels as a young woman. Shelley's ability to create a positive learning environment is truly inspiring. One main reason why she fosters such a positive environment is because of her enthusiasm. Shelley transforms normal, mundane topics into an exciting learning experience for all her students. She is exactly the type of high-energy teacher that middle school students so desperately need.
Tariff. Remember, we know what it is. It's a tax.
Inside or outside the classroom, Mrs. McBride still does her best to help every single student. One thing that I will always remember is that Mrs. McBride wanted to see all of us succeed. She would do everything in her power to make sure of that. As parents, we have been truly fortunate that Shelley was recommended to us years ago as a reading tutor for our daughter. We have observed the exhibited qualities of Mrs. McBride, which accentuate her passion, dedication, and persistence in the educational profession. These qualities, along with her effective communication and interactions, are clearly what drive her ability to provide exceptional student instruction. She models what she preaches by building relationships with our students and takes extra time to ensure their needs are met. She exemplifies everything that our district leadership strives to achieve with our educators through the core values that they have set forth to be the pinnacle of education here at the Indian River School District.
When you're doing this, you want to make sure you have those arrows hooking in from place to place. And that does get a little bit complicated, okay? So as you do that, do your best to model this, and you're focusing in again on how that carbon is moving.
Matt has proven to be a cut above the rest. His spirit is as humble as it comes. However, his tenacity and fortitude exerted towards making a difference in young people's lives, as well as his ability to instill a love for science and technology within all of mankind, is not to be taken lightly. He is extremely passionate about his craft. Matt is open-minded, caring, and a risk-taker. His actions prove that he is willing to go above and beyond to provide meaningful and purposeful experiences for his students. He works to intrinsically motivate students in his classroom. He is also a dependable team player. His good judgment and mature outlook ensure a logical and practical approach to his endeavors.
Every time you read cellular respiration, I want you to think and take a deep breath. Just realize that cellular respiration, you respire when you breathe.
I always look forward to what we're doing in his class. He is an interactive teacher who cares about his students and knows how to make his classroom fun, entertaining, and enjoyable. Matt is a leader among his peers and in our church. When he accepts a job, we can be sure it will be done well and on time. Adults and youth look to Matt as an example of commitment and excellence. Other leaders and parents are challenged by Matt's energy, zeal, and faith.
The next one says, jump to a friendly number, add 10, then add the rest. When I look at this first jump, it jumps to 36. Is 36 a friendly number? No way. Can it be that one then? Nope.
Mrs. Mears is an outstanding teacher. She is helpful and happy every day. She helps me when I'm behind and makes me feel grateful. Mrs. Mears is like a shining light. She brings a lot of joy. She brings joy because she cheers people up and helps them. She never gives up, and she cares about us.
How much did she start with? Oh, do you see it? Do you see it? I love it. I love that light bulb.
Before the school year ever began, she spoke with all of her students and families. She made so many connections with them before they ever walked through the school door. She found out about what their interests were and tried to keep those in mind when preparing her many engaging lessons. To see the way her students' eyes light up after some of her lessons is heartwarming. Mrs. Haley Mears is truly an amazing teacher that cares for her school and students. Her students are truly lucky to have her for a teacher and mentor. She is one of those teachers that if you are fortuitous enough to have in your lifetime, you will never forget them and their lessons.
Lock it in. Okay, lock it in.
When you walk into Mrs. Mears' multi-grade ILC classroom, you will immediately notice the high expectations for learning as you watch her students actively participating in a hands-on, supportive learning environment. Mrs. Mears encourages inquiry, collaborative groups, student discussions, and personal goal settings in both ELA and math. The student comfort level with these activities is clear evidence that these are routine practices in her classroom.
All right, friends, how's everybody today? Good. Do you remember our story from yesterday? Yes. What was it about? Butterflies. And it helped us answer our big question for the week. How can I recognize living things change and grow over time?
As an early childhood teacher, Miss Ashley is kind, caring, and empathetic. Miss Ashley treats students as if they were her own child. She models, shares, and promotes an enthusiasm for learning. Miss Ashley relies on age-appropriate activities and extras that she often provides to make learning fun.
Hi-ho, did you know the author writes the words?
Ashley is one of those teachers you come across once in a great while. She is popular with students, families, and colleagues. Students love her because she is kind, loving, fun, and cares about them. Ashley gets to know every student in her class as a whole person. Ashley is able to see exactly what each child brings to the community, and her whole teaching approach involves finding and using children's unique strengths to help them overcome their struggles and develop a positive self-concept. Since my daughter has entered school, Miss Rowe has easily been the most responsive teacher that I have had the pleasure of working with. Regardless of the form of communication, emails, phone calls, parent-teacher conferences, Miss Rowe answered all of our questions quickly with no delay. Even though I do not speak or understand English, Miss Rowe always ensures that the paraprofessional translates all forms of communication to Spanish in order for me to understand.
Show me number 5. Remember, number 5 is a high five. High five. Great job.
Miss Rowe has demonstrated a willingness to modify her teaching methods based on each child's needs and personalities. It is obvious that Miss Rowe wants all her students to progress and be successful in kindergarten.
This person did a great job of taking the square root in the first step and then applying the square back. And I like this question even better. This is actually 100% correct, because then they said, okay, x squared minus 1, we can take the square root of both of those terms and we actually have a difference of 2 squares.
Mr. Selba is constantly creating and organizing meaningful instruction through his collaborative efforts. He effectively uses his resources to create engaging, rigorous, self-accountability, and inclusive classroom culture. He is by far one of the most innovative, engaging, hardworking, and compassionate colleagues that I have worked alongside over the course of my 19 years in education. Mr. Selba is an integral part of the school community. His most notable efforts are collaborating within the school's leadership team to promote student success. Each time I visit his classroom, I am amazed at the quality of the lessons he teaches and the time spent on designing engaging and standards-based lessons for his students. After being in his classroom for a short time, I realized that his expectations for his students are higher than most teachers. The enthusiasm he has for learning and teaching is contagious.
Now, some of those roots would be 0 if they were real numbers. Some of them would be imaginary numbers.
He understands that students learn by doing, and that to be a successful teacher, he has to step back some of the time and be a facilitator for learning and allow students to learn from one another. He works very hard to meet the individual needs of his students as well as the needs of the entire class. He is willing to take risks and try new ideas with his students. Mr. Selba interacts with us, and it is abundantly clear that he cares for our well-being in addition to our education. He does his best to cater to every student's needs and struggles. He is kind, funny, understanding, attentive, caring, genuine, and just overall an amazing teacher because he treats us all with the same respect that he expects from us.
Today we are going to talk about writing an argument. This is important because you will need to learn how to write an argument for 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and in college.
Alina is not only Sussex Central's greatest example of a highly effective teacher, she is truly one of the best educators in our district. Anyone who enters her classroom will discover that this is evident from her consistent and pervasive use of instructional best practices each and every day she interacts with students. Alina's best trait as a superior educator is her passion for her students and not just a passion for her curriculum. To watch Alina teach and to engage her in professional conversation, as I do daily, it is clear to see that she fully invests her effort to ensure the success of every individual student who enters her classroom. Alina truly believes all students can learn and can achieve academic success.
You have to start with the first part. So, ¿qué es la primera parte de argumentos? What is the first part of arguments?
I have known her since my sophomore year when she taught my English class. I am of Guatemalan origin and learning a second language was difficult, but her encouragement helped me to use my best management skills and to have the success I have achieved today. She has created a good relationship with my family. From the first day my parents met her, she was always open and willing to talk to them. The leadership and innovation that she has instilled inside and outside the classroom walls has been reflected in the success of the students to whom she has taught English classes to in different academic levels. In the way she expresses herself, she spreads the interest in wanting to learn more, since her classes are exciting and lively. Alina is the type of teacher whose energy is just contagious. If you ever get the treat of seeing her teach like I have, you'll probably have the thought, wow, I'm almost tired for her. She is so energetic while teaching, she's pretty much running around the room all period. This type of positivity is exactly what students need, especially the students Alina currently works with. In addition to shining in the classroom, she also is a mentor to our new teachers, and her guidance and influence in this role is essential. As a lead mentor for the school, I really don't know what we would do without her.
So now you see firsthand how difficult this decision was. At this time, we are going to invite each building teacher of the year, one at a time, accompanied by their building administrator, to the stage to be recognized. Dr. Owens, Assistant Superintendent Mrs. Blanchard, our Board Vice President Mrs. Wright, and Representative Ron Gray will present each teacher of the year with the following: a district recognition award, and 2 commendations, one from the Senate and one from the House of Representatives. We ask teachers of the year that once you receive your certificates, you please pause in the center of the stage so that photographs can be taken by both our staff, the media, and your families. Please remember to keep your mask on during this time. And we ask that when you enter the stage, please enter here directly in front of me, proceed to the center, and after photos, exit to my right, your left. I almost feel like I should ask if there are any questions. So at this time, we invite Amy Apsher, Teacher of the Year for Lord Baltimore Elementary. Congratulations, Amy. Thank you. Congratulations. Erin Bullock, Southern Delaware School of the Arts. Amy was accompanied by Mrs. Barclay Heck, the assistant principal at Lord Baltimore, and Erin is being accompanied by Mrs. Kathleen Wilson, assistant principal at SDSA. Congratulations, Erin. Bethany Flood, North Georgetown Elementary. Bethany is being accompanied by her principal, Miss Sam Loheed. Congratulations, Bethany. Karen Cody, Georgetown Middle. Mrs. Cody is being accompanied by her principal, Mr. David Hudson. Congratulations, Karen. Eileen Gartman, Howard T. Ennis. Mrs. Gartman is being accompanied by her principal, Melissa Kansak. Congratulations, Eileen. Christine Hogston, Philip Schall Elementary. Christine is being accompanied by her principal, Christy Kerr. Congratulations, Christine. And my apologies, Mr. Grace, I skipped right over you. No one better to skip, right? David Grace, John M. Clayton Elementary, accompanied by his principal, Mrs. Alyssa Booth. Sorry about that. Congratulations. Sarah Johnston, Georgetown Elementary. Sarah is being accompanied by her principal, Mr. Neil Stong. Congratulations. Laura Marsh, Long Neck Elementary. And Laura is being accompanied by her principal, Mrs. Clara Khan. Congratulations, Laura. Shelley McBride, Millsboro Middle School, accompanied by her assistant principal, Mr. Rob Seifert. Congratulations, Shelley. Matt McCallan, Selbyville Middle School. Matt is being accompanied by his principal, Mr. Jason McCreades. Congratulations, Matt. Haley Mears, East Millsboro Elementary, accompanied by her principal, Mrs. Karen Clausen. Congratulations, Haley. Ashley Rowe, the Early Learning Center. Ashley is being accompanied by her principal, Mrs. Janet Hickman. Congratulations, Ashley. Matt Salva, Indian River High School, accompanied by his principal, Mr. Mike Williams. Congratulations, Matt. Alina Wrench, Sussex Central High School, accompanied by her principal, Dr. Bradley Layfield. Congratulations, Alina. Please, let's give another round of applause to all of our building teachers of the year. Thank you. So now it is my pleasure to introduce someone very special. Brandon McCabe is our 2020-21 Indian River School District Teacher of the Year. And there's nothing like being named a District Teacher of the Year during a pandemic, right, Brandon? Brandon's had a very interesting experience. Brandon is a CTE structures teacher at Sussex Central High School. And while we were unable to hold this annual ceremony that we're doing tonight for him last year, we were fortunate that modified restrictions this past fall enabled us to celebrate him with a farm-to-table style dinner at Sussex Central High School during the live broadcast for the Delaware Teacher of the Year ceremony. His family, his newborn daughter, and his CTE teammates were able to join us in honoring him. And now I ask you to join us in welcoming him to the podium.
Good evening. First, I'd like to congratulate all the Teachers of the Year again. You guys are the epitome of what it means to be a teacher in the Indian River School District. You're talented, you're creative, and you're dedicated to all of your students. Teaching your curriculum is helping the students be prepared for the next step in their life and journey through school. The 2020-2021 school year, in my opinion, was the most difficult in history of education. With the uncertainty of the virus, new methods of instruction that we learned in just a few days, Zoom, Loom, Pear Deck, and many, many more that you guys became proficient with using in just a few days. You seamlessly incorporated these into your teaching style, whether that was in hybrid class, fully remote, fully in person, or a little bit of both throughout the school year. You also adapted to an ever-changing schedule as we tried to maximize the in-person instruction for each student. While all doing all this, you never missed a minute of quality instruction. Let's take the time to think. There's a few terms and sayings we would hope to either never say again or never hear again. If I never have to hear asynchronous or synchronous again, or if we have to say, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and you're on mute. You're on mute. Guilty. The hardest part of the school year, I believe, was for us creating relationships with our students. Relationships, it was difficult to build those this year because Zooms, masks, social distancing, they were all barriers for us to build positive relationships with our students. These relationships help you understand our students, understand their struggles, their weaknesses, their goals, and their dreams. Each building teacher of the year overcame this struggle in your own creative way. Once relationships were built, you used them to link curriculum and instruction to students' strengths and goals, and also use them to gauge students' mental and emotional health. I think we can all agree that was probably one of our biggest tasks as teachers this year, was just to make sure and check in on students each day to make sure how they were doing through this pandemic. Each building teacher of the year overcame this struggle in their own creative way. Once relationships were built, you used them to link, lost my track. As we wrap up this school year and begin next, I urge all of us to learn from the relationship building of this school year and next year, build better relationships with our colleagues to foster better teamwork, build better relationships with the parents of the district to create more awareness of their children's learning, and to continue to build positive relationships with our students to ensure their personal growth and future success. Once again, congratulations to all the building teachers of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Brandon touched on everything that these teachers experienced this year, and it has been one of much difficulty for everyone. But it is that time of the evening where we announce our District Teacher of the Year. But before I have Dr. Owens and Mrs. Wright join me here at the podium to announce our recipient, I want to explain how our District Teacher of the Year is selected. While our department, and when I say our, there's three of us. We have myself, Renee Jerns, Kelly Dorman, and Judy Brittingham, who are the Department of Instruction. Except when it comes to Teacher of the Year ceremony and all of the preparations, we have one person to really thank for all of that, and that's Bev Rickwood. Bev, are you in here right now? Yes, she's in the back. Bev organizes everything related to Teacher of the Year. She makes this night possible for all of us, and we are very sad to report that she's leaving us at the end of this year. She's retiring, but it is well deserved. Bev, we thank you for everything that you do. Judy, Kelly, and I are not voting members of the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee. We put a committee together to do just that. We simply facilitate the process for the committee as they read through the extensive portfolios and view classroom observations prior to making a decision. Each Teacher of the Year was tasked with presenting us with an overall image of who they are as teachers and as community members through written essays describing things such as their school and community involvement, instructional planning and decision-making, as well as their national advocacy message. Additionally, they were videotaped during classroom instruction with their students. And members of this year's committee were Melissa Kansack, please stand to be recognized, Principal of Howard T. Ennis, Steve Lovelet, Assistant Principal at Long Neck, Rob Seifert, Assistant Principal at Millsboro Middle, Jamie Schwartz, who is a Building Teacher of the Year from John M. Clayton, Brandon McCabe, who you just heard wonderfully speak, Penn Smith, who is a graduating senior at Sussex Central High School, and Emma Marvel, a junior at Indian River High School. We want to thank each of you for investing your time in our teachers and for selecting our Indian River School District Teacher of the Year from a pool of well-deserving Building Teachers of the Year. So at this time, Dr. Owens and Mrs. Wright, I present you with the envelope. Like the Oscars.
The 2021-2022 Indian River School District Teacher of the Year is Haley Mears from East Milken.
Haley, come on up here. Congrats. Okay, so we're going to share with you everything that Haley is receiving as part of this recognition. First and foremost, this statue, which now I get to take the tape off and reveal, which says Haley Mears, Indian River School District 21-22 Teacher of the Year. I'm going to sit this back here. How about that? Yeah. So then, Mr. Gray, do you want to join us for the proclamations from the Senate and the House of Representatives? You want to speak? Let me clean this up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to wipe my nose. I tell you, the allergies have just come on this last couple of days with me. So I'll read the Senate first. And we were at Dover this evening, or during the day, and I brought down the House, and I guess somehow the Senate got here. But it's a really exciting night for me to see all the teachers from the district, and then just your reaction. And the other years I've been here, it's overwhelming for the person that does get selected, because you feel like there's so many others that maybe deserved it more in your mind, and how did you get selected? But you were picked by this group, and you deserve it, and congratulations to you. So this is from the Senate, and it says Senators Gerald W. Hocker and Brian G. Pettyjohn commend Haley Mears, Indian River School District 2021-2022 District Teacher of the Year from East Millsboro Elementary School, and recognize her many contributions to the education and formation of many young lives, with congratulations on this most recent accolade and with best wishes for continued good deeds and successful endeavors, presented Thursday, the 29th of April, 2021. And it's signed by Senator Gerald Hocker and Senator Brian G. Pettyjohn. So congratulations from the Senate, and I'll let Lego here hold on to that for me. And I got another one here because my nose is still dripping here. Having time.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So the House never likes to be outdone by the Senate, so we do our own tribute, of course. And so this is from the State of Delaware House of Representatives, and be it hereby known to all that the House of Representatives acknowledges Haley Mears, Indian River School District 2020-2021 Teacher of the Year. How's that sound? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? We commend this East Millsbury Elementary School teacher for her outstanding commitment and dedication in providing quality education to her students. Ms. Mears supports her students so they utilize their full potential to achieve more than they ever thought possible. The House of Representatives extends its sincere congratulations and directs this certificate be issued the 29th day of April 2021. And it's signed by Representative Richard Collins and me, Ronald Gray, and Ruth Briggs King. And the way it worked this year, normally we've got at least one from the House and Senate, and sometimes we have several of us here. But this year, I graduated from Indian River High School. The event was here, so they gave me the honor of doing this tonight. And it truly is an honor. And I just congratulate you so much. And you've got a wonderful year ahead of you. And but I also want to commend those that in the district schools, because it's your commitment to your students that make Indian River School District such a great place to learn, and that I'm very, very proud of to graduate from this district. So congratulations and best of luck in this coming year.
In addition to the proclamations and what you've already seen, Haley is also receiving $500 towards classroom supplies. She will get to attend an educational conference of her choice. And we're very proud to present this plant that you see in front of us. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, okay? So the plant is beautiful, of course, but what's really special is the pot that it's in was actually painted by Southern Delaware School of the Arts students, Michaela McDowell and Ariana Sapukis. So they took the time to do that for you. Decorating that plant is a variety of gift cards to local businesses that have been donated by every school in our district. You get to take all of that home with you, okay? So Haley, at this time, do you want to say a few words or are you just too overwhelmed?
Oh, thank you. I don't really have anything profound to say, I promise. Just super thankful to be part of this district and surrounded by such amazing people. I don't do this by myself. You know, we all just love kids and have great examples to look up to and a great staff. And, you know, our district is really working with us. And I just feel super blessed. And I don't know, I'm going to look back on this and think of a million things I should have said, but thank you. And you all are amazing. And I never imagined that I would be here, but I'm super honored. So thank you.
So now the hard work begins for Haley. Haley now will go on to prepare for the Delaware Teacher of the Year competition, basically, and hopefully on to the national competition. Yeah. But you're very deserving of this honor, and we appreciate everything that all of our teachers are doing, and we thank all of you in this room because you've been nominated and celebrated for a reason, and it's too much to put into words. So we thank you. We are glad you were able to join us this evening, and please be safe going home.